Hey there, this is Jake with SurvivalGeek. Today I'll be demoing a product. This is the Gerber Strongarm. It's a pretty decent knife. This is full tang. This isn't a rat tail tang. This is comes end to end inside. It's got a point on the end. You could knock out glass or whatever you needed to do. It's got a lanyard hole, of course. The grip is it's a little bit pointy in your hand. It's not as smooth as a Mora. I'm sure it would help hold on a lot better with gloves or whatnot. It's got these indentions built into the sides of it, so when you go for the holster itself, it clicks in. When it clicks in, it doesn't fall back out at all. It literally has these pieces on the side that you have to put your fingers against while you're pulling it out, just to unlock it to pull it back out. It will go in backwards or forwards. Doesn't matter. Comes with a few different options. Comes with a mole clip on the back that lets you stick it onto mole webbing, onto a pack or a vest or a bulletproof vest or military uses, whatnot. I took off that piece of it. It's got a second piece on the back as well that comes on and off that lets you attach it to your belt somewhere. I found that when I put it on my belt on the back, that it actually stuck outside here rather than going with my belt on my backside or being flat against me. It kind of went out sideways. So when I put my shirt over it, my shirt was pointing out. So I guess you're walking through the woods and you spend a lot of time in the backcountry, having it there is one thing, but for me, it just looked real tacky. So I took that piece off, discarded it. Still got it somewhere, didn't throw it away. But still, it's a decent knife. The steel is BDZ1, Bravo Delta Zebra 1. BDZ1 is a stainless steel. It's a little bit stronger than regular stainless steel. It's between a high carbon and the stainless. Look it up more online, the steel qualities of BDZ1. Gerber said they were trying to go with something different, trying to have a stronger steel type. And this is what they went with. This is the upgraded model. It's got kind of a like a gun steel finish on the side of it for its patina. The top is not at a 90-degree spine, so as far as striking a ferro rod goes, it will not strike a ferro rod. You would have to grind that down on your own. But as far as it standing up and it being pretty strong, it is pretty strong. It is a decent knife overall. As far as the case goes, I also added on some paracord here, tied some knots in the backside here so it wouldn't actually come apart. Lace my paracord through. That way I have it as a neck holster as well. So this piece actually just snaps on, and now I have it here. So if I'm walking through, I don't have to worry about it getting caught or me losing it or not knowing where it is. I can easily come up and unsnap. That's kind of nice. Unsnaps and snaps in place. I did have to take a lighter and fuse the ends here because they were starting to fray. I guess that's just common with that type of material. And I did make a secondary modification. The inside piece here that holds on to this is a plastic piece. I did have to, as I went to pull it out as it was hooked onto me, this snap on the inside here, it's one button. The button would pop off every single time. So as I put the snap back on, I took a needle and thread and made 2 rows of stitches here on the inside. If you're not sure how to sew, look at my videos. I have a few videos up on sewing for hand stitching. I put 2 rows up here on the inside with a little bit of waxed unscented dental floss, and then after I tied it off, I covered over it with a Sharpie so you can't notice it, but now it's strong, it doesn't come off, it doesn't break loose, it's permanent now. Unless I want to pick the stitches out, which is entirely possible. This piece comes off altogether, so it just snaps back on, kind of giving you options for other types of things. I did make a secondary modification. My favorite ferro rods to buy as far as ferrocerium rods are by a company called Bayite, B-A-Y-I-T-E. Bayite, they have several different models online. I think this is one of their 3/8 models. They all comes 3 in a pack, a little tin case, like similar to an Altoids tin, except it's a Bayite tin. They come pre-drilled, so you can attach them to your keychain. I went ahead and just took some number 36 bank line and went through the 2 holes in the side and added a ferro rod onto mine, just as a little something to carry around just in case. So you could do that, you could not do that, whatever's up to you. I'm sure you could do like a 3 or 4 inch ceramic rod with a hole drilled through the side as well, and put that on the other side if you want to have something to sharpen with. Options are endless. So as far as you know, I do a lot of batoning with mine when I camp and everything, so I pick a decent object, so say I don't want this tree anymore and I want to burn it for some reason. Roll a baton. Batoning is almost like shaving when you're going through trees. I'm hitting right on the very end of the steel, by the way, the tip of the knife. Peeling this thing open like a banana. About ready to fall. A little bit more. And there you go. Tree down. A little torture test to it. I definitely got some wax on the side. Not wax, sap. Sap wax. Sap on the side. But the tip, as you can see, is still good. The metal, there are no dents in the metal at all. Works well. Just needs a little polishing up to get the sap off, but works well. And no, this is not made in China. This Gerber says made in USA in Portland, Oregon. BDZ1, Bravo Delta Zebra 1, and the Fennec output, it's not Zebra, it's, yeah, Zebra anyways. and it says 0871117 alpha, A for alpha. So would I recommend it? Yeah, it's not bad. It's a decent knife. One of the other downfalls is this gets dirty quick. It seems to be holding in a lot of the dirt. So clean that. I haven't necessarily cleaned mine too many times, but it does get dirtier with use. As more your hands start getting dirty, do wear gloves if you're batoning. Great skill to learn and to do, especially you're cutting up wood or splitting wood or whatnot. Even some logs you're cutting down or whatnot and splitting up for firewood. It's great for like Dakota fire holes, Dakota fire pits. Batoning's a great skill. But as far as my tip did not break. It is still razor sharp. It is a decent, I get closer to that so you guys can see that. The tip itself is still intact. It didn't bludgeon, it didn't break. It's still in good shape. And the steel itself, as far as the tip goes, and the blade itself, there are no dents or anything taken out of the blade. It is still in good condition. As far as maintaining goes, I strop mine constantly. Rub a little bit of polishing compound, or jeweler's rouge as they call it, or rotary compound on your strop. I use like the Sears number 5 white, but any type of polishing compound, you'll rub it on the strop itself, and then you strop your blade with that on there as well, and that works extremely well. I'll do a video on that later, going over that. But as far as this guy goes, not bad. And again, the locking mechanism is here. There's a little ridge right on the inside here. It's a little notch point, and when it goes into that notch point, you hear it click, and then once it's in, it does not come out. And like I said, either way, it locks in. Okay, seems easy to pull out because I'm holding on to this. But if I'm not, and it's not around my neck, and I don't have a point to pull off from, that's the beauty of it being around your neck, is you don't have to put your fingers here and push in. If your fingers aren't calloused up, if they're nice and soft and everything, when you go to actually push off, you'll feel a little bit of pain trying to push off and to break it loose to come away. It will mark up your fingers as such. But if your fingers are calloused because you work with your hands all the time, like a tradesman or whatnot, you won't notice that really at all. But so that's that. Snaps back in place, and you're ready to go. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.